Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. In the previous video, we learnt about the fundamental moral qualities in relation to the doing of good. As usual, the link to the previous video as well as the book under study, The Philosophy of the Teachings of Islam, is in the description below. In this video, we will learn about the moral qualities of courage and truthfulness. So let's get started.
اسمعوا صوت السماء جاء المسيح
The natural condition that corresponds with the moral quality of courage is that of fearlessness, something which is displayed even by a child who unknowingly thrusts its hand into the fire. In such a condition, a person may even confront a wild animal or come forward alone to fight a large number of people. Normally, such an individual would be considered brave. However, this again is only a natural condition unless it is exercised in the proper place and occasion. Paraphrasing some verses of the Holy Quran in this regard, which illustrate the proper exercise of this condition, His Holiness states, that is, those who are steadfast in adversity and under affliction and in battle. Their steadfastness is for the purpose of seeking the favor and countenance of Allah, and not for the display of bravery. They are threatened that people have gathered together to persecute them, and they should be afraid of them. But this only adds to their faith, and they say, "Sufficient for us is Allah." Thus their courage and bravery are not like that of dogs and wild animals, which proceed from natural passions and are only one-sided. Their courage has two aspects. Sometimes they contend out of their personal courage against the passions of themselves and overcome them. And sometimes, when they feel that it is appropriate to fight against an enemy, they issue forth against him, not out of any urge of a roused self, but for the support of truth. They do not depend upon themselves, but trust in God and behave courageously. They do not issue forth from their homes insolently and to be seen of people. Their only purpose is to win the pleasure of God. His Holiness then explains that these verses make clear to us that true courage is derived from steadfastness. To be steadfast against any personal passion or a calamity and to not run away and give up out of cowardice is true courage. The difference between a wild animal or one who is overcome by their natural condition is that such a person, when roused, goes only in one direction, whereas a person who possesses true courage chooses between confrontation and non-resistance based upon the appropriateness of the occasion. Now, the next moral quality described by His Holiness is that of truthfulness. A natural condition of a person is to have an aversion towards falsehood. Unless he is moved by some selfish motive, he does not desire to normally speak a lie, and he normally would look down upon a person who is a proven liar. This natural condition, however, cannot be considered a moral quality. This is because unless a person is able to discard and overcome the factors which cause him to tell a lie, he cannot be truly considered to be truthful. For example, His Holiness explains that if a person tells the truth when there are no personal interests involved, however, is ready to lie when some matter of personal interest like honor or property is concerned, he is no better than a child. His Holiness explains that the proper occasion of telling the truth is when one apprehends loss of one's life or property and or even honor. Now, paraphrasing some of the verses of the Holy Quran in this regard, His Holiness states, "Shun the abomination of idols and shun all words of falsehood. This shows that falsehood is an idol, and he who relies upon it ceases to trust in God. Thus, by uttering a lie, one loses God. When you are called upon to testify to the truth, do not fail to do so. And do not conceal true testimony, and he who conceals it has a sinful heart. When you speak, tell the truth and hold the scales even, though the person concerned be your kinsman. Be strict in observing justice, and bear witness only for the sake of Allah, even if it should occasion loss to you or your parents, or your kinsmen or sons. Let not the enmity of a people toward you incite you to injustice or falsehood. They exhort one another to hold fast to the truth. Bringing us to the end of today's dars. In the next dars, we will continue to learn about the moral qualities in relation to the doing of good. As usual, I have linked the previous video as well as the book under study in the description below. Make sure to click the bell icon so you can be notified of future episodes, and of course, subscribe, like and share this video so that we can enable as many people as possible to benefit from the treasures left behind by the Promised Messiah alayhi salatu wassalam. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.